I'm on the NF journey. This one's a big one, Mansion. You guys have I've gotten a lot of comments about this one. I think I'm doing the journey right. It's supposedly the proper order. I don't know. There's 2 different journeys, and then I'm like, well, I just got to choose one. I chose the one with more tracks for you guys. Now, let's get right into it. Featuring Flurry. I don't know. Let's get right into it.
Insidious as blind inception. What's reality with all these questions? Feels like I missed my alarm and slept in. Broken legs, but I chase perfection. These walls are my blank expression.
Sorry, guys. Family first, always. Even in the middle of a reaction. Let's go.
My mind is a home I'm trapped in, and it's lonely inside this mansion.
Yo, my mind is a house with walls, covered in lyrics, they're all over the place. The songs in the mirrors, written all over the floors, all over the chairs, and you get the uncut version of life when I go downstairs. That's where I write when I'm in a bad place and need to release, and let out the version of NF you don't want to see. I put holes in the walls with both of my fists till they bleed, and you might get a glimpse of how I cope with all this anger in me. Physically abused, now that's a room that I don't want to be in. That picture ain't blurry at all, I just don't want to see it. And these walls ain't blank, I just think I don't want to see them. But why not?
Man, bless this man for putting this kind of stuff on record. Because everyone goes through it, but no one in the music industry talks about it. To talk about things that are human, that are the reality for most people, is not glamorous. And therefore, it's not sold in the music industry. So God bless this man for even putting this kind of stuff on there. I can tell he's got some demons. He said he goes down to the basement, to the dark places, when he writes sometimes. Let's keep going.
I'm in here, so I might as well read them. I gotta thank you for this anger that I carry around. Wish I could take a match and burn this whole room to the ground. Matter of fact, I think I'ma burn this room right now. Somehow this memory for some reason just won't go down. Put me in the corner so you could see the fear in my eyes. Then took me downstairs and beat me till I screamed and I cried. Congratulations, you'll always have a room in my mind, but I'ma keep the door shut and lock the lyrics inside.
Insidious as blind inception. What's reality with all these questions? Feels like I missed my alarm and slept in.
Wow.
And slept in.
Yeah, you guys said he had some childhood trauma. I'm no stranger to it, but it sounds like I'm getting a little bit of a sight into what that entailed. So once again, God bless this man for putting it on record. And in a way where people can feel like, oh, so it didn't just happen to me. Because that's one of the things with trauma, is you feel like you're the only person it happens to and that everything's wrong with you. But you have to learn throughout your own process. Everyone's got a different process, that there's a way to work through that. There's a way to tell not to tell yourself, but to realize, okay, other people struggle with this too. What have they done to overcome it? What can I take from the methods they use? And you can work your own way. There are things that work for everyone, and there's stuff that works for very few. But I mean, look for the stuff that generally helps, guys. Anyway, let's keep going with it.
Broken legs, but I chase perfection. These walls are my blank expression. My mind is a home I'm trapped in, and it's lonely inside this mansion. Inside this mansion.
Yo, my mind is a house with walls, covered in pain. See, my problem is I don't fix things, I just try to repaint. Cover them up like it never happened. Say I wish I could change. Are you confused? Come upstairs and I'll show you what I mean. This one's full of regrets, just keeps getting fuller it seems. Moment I walk into, it's the same moment that I wanna leave. I get sick to my stomach every time I look at these things, but it's hard to look past when this is the room where I sleep. I look around, one of the worst things I wrote on these walls was the moment I realized that I was losing my mom. One of the first things I wrote was I wish I would've called, but I should just stop now. We ain't got enough room in this song. And I regret the fact that I struggle trying to find who I am, and I lie to myself and say I do the best that I can. Shrug it off like it ain't nothing, like
Man, how often do you guys hear that from people? Doing the best I can. He's saying when he was saying it, he was lying to himself. That's not. He knew it wasn't the best he could. And if you think about what a human being's capable of, I mean, we very rarely do the best we can. And the people who to me are the most admirable are people who push that limit, who try to do the best they can for as long as possible. But it's not just that. It's also figuring out a way to make that sustainable. And I can tell already, I mean, I could tell by the songs I've listened to, I could tell definitely by this one that, this man's been through the struggle. And he's saying, one of the themes I've heard from him is you have to go to the source, essentially. Instead of just painting over it, like he just mentioned, you have to go to the source of what the problem is, and that's usually the trauma. I mean, you talk about mental health problems. I mean, some people say a lot of social media. I think trauma and social media. I mean, there's a lot of different factors that cause mental health problems, but trauma is the ultimate factor, in my opinion. So let's keep going.
I see it affecting my plans, and I regret watching these trust issues eat me alive. And at the rate I'm going, I'll probably still be there when I die. Congratulations, You'll always have a room in my mind. The question is, will I ever clean the walls off in time?
Insidious as blind inception. What's reality with all these questions? Feels like I missed my alarm and slept in. Broken legs, but I chase perfection.
I like that one. Because progression's the only attainable goal. But we chase perfection, even with broken legs, which trauma can give us.
Walls are my blank expression. My mind is a home I'm trapped in, and it's only inside this mansion. Inside this mansion.
So this part of my house, no one's been in it for years. I built the safe room and I don't let no one in there. Cause if I do, there's a chance that they might disappear and not come back. And I admit, I am emotionally scared to let anyone inside, so I just leave my doors locked. You might get other doors to open up, but this door's not. Cause I don't want you to have the opportunity to hurt me, and I'll be the only person that I can blame when you desert me. I'm barricaded inside, so stop watching. I'm not coming to the door, so stop knocking.
Wow. Man, especially with people who've experienced hard things in life, trust issues is a big thing. It's a problem for me. To let people in is to be vulnerable and open yourself up to reprimand, critique, and potentially being intentionally hurt. And that's what we're really scared of, is the intentionally hurt. But a lot of us are hypersensitive to any kind of critique, which I think that's a major problem. Because you have to accept some kind of critique, and you have to at a certain point say, okay, well, if you can look at yourself in the mirror and say, oh, they're wrong, and you know why they're wrong, and you're like, okay, I did my best in that scenario, then the critique that people can have, it doesn't matter. But look, I'm not here to give a therapy session. Let's keep going with it.
Inside, so stop watching. I'm not coming to the door, so stop knocking. Stop knocking. I'm trapped here. God keeps saying I'm not locked. I chose this. I am lost in my own conscience. I know that shutting the world out ain't solving the problem, but I didn't build this house because I thought it would solve them. I built it because I thought that it was safer in there. But it's
Man, there's so many psychological elements to even dismantle in this. I don't want to talk your guys' ear off, but I mean, just like the man said, he didn't build it because he thought it would solve the problems. He built it because he needed to be safe mentally. Come on, I'm not gonna go psychoanalytic on it, but man.
Because I thought it would solve them. I built it because I thought that it was safer in there. But it's not. I'm not the only thing that's living in here. Fear came to my house years ago. I let him in. Maybe that's a problem, because I've been dealing with this ever since. I thought that he would leave, but it's obvious he never did. He must have picked a room and got comfortable and settled in. Now I'm in a position, it's either sit here and let him win, or put him back outside where it came from, but I never can. Cause in order to do that, I'd have to open the doors. Is that me or the fear talking? I don't know anymore.
Wow. That's phenomenal. I'm going to pause it there because I think that's it. I hope it's it anyway, but man, he's been living with fear so long, he doesn't know what's rational fear and what's just pure anxiety. Wow. Man, I would love to meet this man and talk to him and his experience about overcoming mental health, because it's, especially now more than ever, once we started rolling out social media and iPhones to children, 13, 14-year-olds, guys should look at some of the statistics about self-harm, self-image, and when that technology is introduced earlier, there's a much higher rate. And I think ultimately it comes from trauma, but I think when you add in social media and technology at a young age, I think it exacerbates the existing issues that stem from the trauma. That's my personal opinion as someone who's been through it a little bit. I mean, I'm young. I'm open to critique. I'm interested in your guys' opinions, but wow. Yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. I've got more. If you guys liked it, sub, like, comment. It's all appreciated. God bless.